Hey there, let's talk about number 22 of our fundamental supersize business strategies. What strategies to grow and supersize our business? Some I'm sure you've heard of, some you've probably thought of, but you've never said, oh, that could be a strategy to help us get a competitive advantage and grow and build and supersize our business. Well, today we're going to talk about the X comfort zone strategy. And by X, it could be explode, but I didn't want to call that out in the title of anything nowadays, but expand or explode or grow our comfort zone. How do we do that? I'm going to share 10 ways we can do that. And we need to do this on an individual basis, explode our personal comfort zone, as well as thinking about this for our organization, for the business where we own and are operating and trying to supersize, which is what most of us are doing here. Or if you're part of a bigger organization, to help them to grow and expand and supersize. So how do we go about doing that? Number one, we need to know ourselves and know what is outside our comfort zone. What's inside our comfort zone? What are we comfortable with? What are we familiar with? What are we great at? We want to always continue to do more of that. I say automate the things that are in your comfort zone and then start stretching your comfort zone so you can grow and build and supersize your business. But first, you have to know what are those things. Then we want to set clear vision for what it is that we want to overcome or what it is that we want to do. Maybe we want to enter a new market, or we want to go in a different direction or add a new product line. Anything we do that's out of the ordinary, out of the familiar, or that we've never done before is usually outside of our comfort zone. That's how we grow. So we want to set a vision for what is it that we want to accomplish or what is it that we want to overcome. Then we want to get comfortable being uncomfortable. Why? Because things change all the time, things that are inside of our control and things that are outside of our control. And if we are uncomfortable and frightened, because it's usually fear that makes us uncomfortable, fear of the unknown, fear of our capabilities to handle things that come up. But I don't know, I think I've learned to embrace change and being uncomfortable, knowing that we only control a small percentage of what actually goes on outside of us, but we have 100% control over how we respond to what goes on outside of us. We want to learn from our failures. I think one of the best lessons and the best things that we can do is understand that we're going to fail a whole lot more than we're going to succeed at things. We can fail 10,000 times if you're Thomas Edison and then finally invent the light bulb and change the world. We don't have to succeed every time. We just need to keep moving forward and keep trying and keep doing new things and keep expanding and growing. We want to take baby steps. I know sometimes we'll take a giant, huge, hairy, audacious goal and go after that, and we'll need to take big leaps and bounds out of our comfort zone. But those are much riskier than if we take small steps out of our comfort zone. If we expand into similar markets or similar territories, or just expand our existing successful operations into other like-minded areas or industries, we're more likely to succeed at that and then grow a little bit at a time than just throwing spaghetti against the wall and seeing what sticks. I always thought that was an entertaining metaphor or analogy until I had children and they actually threw spaghetti against the walls. Not that fun. I need a magnifying glass, which I do not have. We want to surround ourselves with risk takers. If you have no risk takers on your team, or you're not a risk taker when it comes to growing your business and supersizing your business and finding different strategies that you're going to try that are outside your comfort zone, you're going to struggle much more than if you surround yourself either with a mastermind of more risk takers than you happen to be, than if you have no risk takers in your organization or in your life at all. Be honest when you're making excuses. And this is one of my favorite ones because I know when I'm making excuses and procrastinating, but I try to hide it from myself, as we all do. And we do the same thing in our organizations. If you hear people saying things like, that's not the way we do things, we've never done it that way, we've always done this way, then you know that people are afraid and are making excuses, and you want to address it in a positive way, but realize, hey guys, we're saying this, I hear us saying it, I'm saying it sometimes, and I know that that means that we're pushing against and resisting change. And a lot of times we need to embrace change instead of resisting it if we want to grow and expand our comfort zone. I want to identify how leaving our comfort zone actually feels to us and how we respond when we're leaving our comfort zone. We all respond differently when we're leaving our comfort zone, even a little bit. So we want to understand ourselves and our organization and how we behave when that happens. There'll be a spectrum of people when you want to do something new. Some will embrace it and be all in and support it. Others will resist and persist and do everything they can to undermine it. And they don't do it because they're bad or evil. They do it because they're afraid and the status quo is serving them very well. Don't take yourself too seriously whenever you're implementing a new project or changing or doing something that you've never done before. It's going to be awkward, and sometimes awkward is hilarious. And those are the times we look back on and we're just like, oh my God, remember that first presentation we did to this market about this particular product and how it totally flopped? But we learned from that because we listened to the feedback that we got from that group, and they taught us and told us everything we needed to know in order to be successful in that industry. And then focus on the fun, because change and learning and growing and expanding and growing and supersizing your business it's stressful, sure, but it's also a whole lot of fun and it's exciting. So embrace the fun and the exciting and the adventure and the newness of things. And that helps us to expand our comfort zone. Love to know your take on comfort zone expansion or comfort zone. What strategies have worked for you and your organization? Share them in the comments below so we can learn from another. Otherwise, go out and make it an awesome, fantastic day. And I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow for another fundamental supersized business strategy that you can use to grow your business right now. Have a great day.